We might want to check this out.
Hey everybody, welcome to Warsat Radio episode 13. We finally made it back. We've had some problems, as we always have, but we always kick out of problems. I'm your host, Cobra, joined by my co-host, as always,
Eclipse. I'm back in black.
Back in black.
I got my Revenant shader, so I'm back in black.
Literally.
Literally.
Black. Congratulations on that. So we've been absent and not producing as we should have been doing, and we want to tell you why. We've been tweeting, "Hey, we're going to be on," and we're not. But I swear, every time we try to record, something happens, and I don't want us to be like the Tim, the Toolman Taylor kind of guys, where something's broken all the time. But it just seems like that's what's going on. So it started out. What was the first week? Your computer?
Started out with my computer. I was at work one day and volume stopped, and I looked and it said no audio device found, and I was like, well, great. My sound, I figured my board and my computer went out. I was like, well, I'll have to pull it apart and see what the numbers are and get one. And then it just kind of turned into not, getting lazy. Pulled it apart, got the numbers, but never ended up ordering the part, and then finally started digging a little more into it, and nothing but a software issue.
Windows 10.
Windows 10. And an old laptop. That's what it came out to be.
And I was like, dang, we can't record, so we just aborted that first night. So that was week one. So it's been a month. Now, it hasn't been a month since we've been on the air. We did have our party group chat.
Yeah, we had our live podcast, which was really fun, but just not reasonable for us to do on a weekly basis.
So that was after we realized your mic had a problem, or your sound card had a problem, my wife's birthday was up, and
birthday
that's a
week.
month. Yeah, it's a month-long project for her, so we couldn't record then. And then we were like, man, we can't do anything. Let's bring everyone over. So third week, we had our live podcast where if you listened to it, you heard Triple D for the first time. It was pretty much just a chat, and it was really fun. We were just over here talking about stuff in person, changed the dynamic of the whole podcast. And I wish we could do more of those, like you say, but for time's sake and distance sake, Eclipse here lives about 45 minutes. About 45 minutes away.
Yeah, about 45, 50 minutes away.
So it's hard to do that all the time, and both of us are married. So anyway, third week, we had, we're going to have another live podcast, and we're going to get Triple D his Skolas completion. So you guys loaded up the truck.
Literally.
Came down here, and we were setting up, and I'm like, what's this wet spot on my carpet? Man, when I step on it, the water literally shoots between my toes. We have a plumbing problem. So you guys had set up, we had 3 TVs and 3 Xboxes downstairs.
Yeah, we had everything set up waiting for you.
And I'm freaking messing with plumbing because our copper pipes had sprung the tiniest little pinhole.
Cutting holes in walls.
We took drywall down in 3 rooms.
Not very elegantly either. I mean, you just tore into it.
Cheap saws, hammers.
Well,
you
can cut a hole in a wall, pull the drywall out one piece, put it back up, and then patch the seam, right?
Well, that's what we did after the fact.
Oh, okay.
Sarah's dad was in there with a hammer and a nice handsaw. He made some nice lines in the bathroom. You didn't see that because you were too busy playing. So that took like an hour.
Oh, it took longer than that. Me and Devin got to where we can solo the first 3 levels of Skolas.
This is 35 PoE.
The first 2 levels, because the Cabal, we couldn't get through the Cabal with ourselves. It's just a little too much. I think by the time we got our strategy down after you got in there, I think we could have made it if we tried a couple times, but
yeah. Well, while you guys were enjoying level 35 PoE,
I don't think you can call it that.
You had more fun than I had. I'm sitting there going, I've got these guests over. I'm trying to entertain. I've got plumbing problems. Drywall's coming down. It was just a disaster. And I thought we can maybe possibly triple podcast with Triple D that night, but you ended up showing up, which made it even cooler. But we failed that night, but we were so close.
Yeah, we were very close that night.
So anyway,
close on Skolas, not close on podcasting, because we didn't even try to podcast. We were close on Skolas.
Yeah, I kind of made a little break for myself, and you had talked about it too, but I don't think you ever stopped.
No, I never did. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, while the really the wait for taking King came up, we mentioned possibly taking a break. We mentioned that on our podcast probably 2 episodes ago, which would be, 2 months ago?
11, yeah, probably a month and a half or so ago.
I took the break. I didn't read much. I did watch one of the streams while my wife and I went to a beach trip. We were in some store, and I'm like, let me borrow your phone. That's your company. Your company's data. I'll watch this live stream while we're hanging around Plato's Closet shopping. And she was so embarrassed that I was listening to this stuff. But I kept up with it, and then I didn't play much. But just playing some other stuff.
It took you a while to get back in the saddle when we did Skolas, because that threw you right into the deep end.
I was getting mad.
You had the death record there.
I died. Okay, well, so I took my time off, and I didn't play. I jump in and do a nightfall. I missed 3 nightfalls in a row, which I'd never done, but I just needed to shake it off. Taylor Swift. No. So we had...
Golly.
We had one more chance to do a nightfall before I started to get serious. I played it okay. Now I'm thinking we're going to play again because we need to get Devin his year 1 emblem, so we had to finish that 35 Skolas that the Skolas plumbing party did not produce for us. And we jump in, and I'm dying left and right. I'm playing too far up. I forget it's level 35. Rusty is an understatement.
Yeah.
And I died how many times?
31.
31 times. Now that's
31
embarrassing.
times.
I'd do some dying here and there. I'm never the guy on the team who's clutching it. But I'm now the 31.
Not that much.
31 time death record holder right here. So
yeah, it was that was a little rough. I mean, but I mean, you actually picked some good times to die at, because I think we only wiped once doing Skolas.
We didn't totally wipe.
No. We wiped. I think we wiped once because I ended up moving my Xbox upstairs. Remember?
Yes.
So we wiped that one time, and then after that, that's all. That's all we did. We got it on our second chance, or our second try.
And I had a good time doing it too.
Yeah, it was actually pretty fun. It was a lot better than the light switch week.
Yep.
Where it was getting frustrating because I'm like, Chris, stop melee. And then I watch you just walk up and punch.
It's a habit. It's a habit.
I know it's a habit. And then the captain just kind of looks at you and backhands you and you die.
Well,
the light switch week was insane. I hated it. That's the week I completed it on, and it didn't seem to be a problem. But when we tried it with Triple D, it was that was our killer. Light switch was really killer for us. But yeah, we completed it. We ran through. I think we even ran our nightfalls after that. We got done early enough to where we were able to do that.
I think you're right. We had it done quickly, and it didn't take that long at all. Not bad, even though I died 31 times.
Yeah,
that made my
and then that's the same night that Devin's little light came into, started to come into the world.
What a night that was!
That was a night. I mean, it was what 5 minutes after we got off.
Yeah, I wish I had.
And
he
texted us.
I wish I had the text still up. I said, "What a night! I'm a 31 death champion. You got your Revenant shader.
Yep.
I got an number 8 Galahorn." And 5 minutes after, what did he say?
He said, "And Erica's water just broke."
So his baby started coming to the world the night he got Skolas. I think she knew to wait.
Yeah. That was my words. I said she's going to be a gamer. So she waited. She's going to be a gamer.
So Triple D is now the proud parent of a little baby guardian.
Yep.
So congratulations, Devin. I know you're listening to this, and hope to see you back on the podcast sometime.
Yeah.
So it was a fun night, and so here we are. We're wrapping up our year 1, and we are now recording on the night of officially year 2. This is September 8th.
2.0.
The 2.0 patch is now live.
Yep. Been live for me for about 5 hours,
and I've been just wondering what you're doing all day long while I was at work.
I was playing earlier today, but then when the download started, it crept for me. It took a while. It took about 3 hours.
3-hour download for 18 gigs.
For 18 gigs.
We had this all set up where Eclipse is like, okay, now set your Xbox to auto on and auto update. And I always am a big power saver, so I turn all that stuff off. Set it on, and I'm like, all right, I hope this is downloading so I can get home to play, because I had a busy night tonight. I get home and start the game up, and Triple D said, yeah, I had to start the game for my download to start, and so did mine. But luckily, mine didn't take long at all. I was 25% in about 30 minutes, so it was about a
That's
gig a
pretty
minute.
good, yeah.
It was pretty fast. So
that's pretty good.
You have been down to the Christmas tree where Santa Claus left his presents. I have not been downstairs yet. I have
been
2.0.
all over the place.
I haven't touched 2.0, and I'm kind of saving it. I know you're getting ahead, and I wanted us to stay together, but
I'm not getting ahead taking king-wise. I'm getting ahead with, you could say, grindy stuff.
Grindy stuff.
That you don't have to do right away.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the things I've done today will come naturally just over the course of play in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, it's not as big of a deal where I'm at. Like, it's nothing... I haven't jumped way far in front of you.
Right. With these kind of games, I think a lot of people, they want to be the first. They want to rush. They want to go. Be level 40 as fast as they can and finish all this as fast as they can. If you take it slow, enjoy it, you do, and I think you do get the payoff better. But I'm the same way. I want to get it all done and just be that guy walking around. Look at that level 40.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Well, now you're kind of contradicting yourself there because, well, not really, because you're saying you want to be that guy because you're stacking your bounties up like I have.
Well,
right?
I'm ready. Okay, I'll say it's fun to slow down, but I'm OCD. I want to go.
Yeah.
I took my break. I was bad playing when I came back. I need to jump back in the saddle and be kind of where I was, which was never the best player, but I had a good time. I was serious.
Yeah.
I'm ready for that. And I know you were playing all day, and I was like, okay, it's cool. We'll be on the same page. So, anyway, glad to see 2.0 is finally here. I've been counting the days. But here's what we wanted to do for this show. To get back in the saddle, as we say, we haven't really covered any news. So what I want to do tonight is, all you guys, I know if you listen to us, you probably listen to the bigger podcast as well. So we haven't had our chance to say anything what's happening. So maybe since you forgot some of this older news, we're going to kind of condense everything into one little thing or one little part of this episode where we go over some of the old information we know, where it'll be fresh in your head again as you go into 2.0, year 2. And we're going to incorporate the patch notes for 2.0. Does that sound good to you, Eclipse?
Sounds good to me.
Okay. So we're going to read a line, each take a line for this stuff and go from it. We're going to start from the very beginning where that first...
the vault space.
The vault space, yeah.
Yep.
For the very first thing, that first week where they put out, I guess that was August 19th. We're going to go back then when they did their first little live stream. Do you want to read the ones in red or do you want me to?
Yeah, I'll take the ones in red.
So, start.
All right. Vault space is now... more than doubled. 72 weapons, 72 armor, and 36 general.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
So that's live as of 9/8.
As of now, it is live.
Now you haven't been into your vault yet, right?
Yes, I have.
And is it sexy?
Yeah, it's actually very sexy. It's very spaced out.
Very good.
It's a little. I think the reason they spaced it was because of memory issues and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still it's awesome to have that much space again because I was I had stuff that was stacking up on characters that I needed to get rid of.
I'm walking around with one empty weapon vault spot left going, now if I'm going to transfer, I've got to make sure something is empty. I've got so much junk. I've got to go through that sometime. I don't know when I'll get to do it. But that's cool. I'm glad vault space.
Can I sidetrack for just 1 second? I know you didn't want to do this. But the new... or the exotics are now shadable, some of them.
Really?
Yes. And Armamentarium looks insane with Revenant on it. It is just black.
So it's solid black?
Well, not solid black. It is a black camo, like very deep green camo. Like it's probably black. It's probably washed out a little bit on my screen.
Mm-hmm.
But it used to be... what was it? Just like full-on camo in the middle of it?
Yeah, big ugly brown foliage.
Yeah. It's where's it at? I took the shader off. Yeah, green. It's OD green. Yeah, like OD green camo. But yeah, with the Revenant on it, it is just black and it's freaking sexy.
Liking yourself some Revenant shader.
Now I know Revenant. Yeah, now I know why everybody wanted it. It turns Ruin Wings black too, which is completely different from what they used to be. You know, they used to be that shiny silver. Man, it looks good. Okay,
that's cool.
Back on topic.
We're gonna try not to digress as much as we do because we just
that was actually a little bit of a segue. Looking at the next line,
that is true. And I can segue from that. Man, we're good at these segues. So the next thing, to recap, shaders and emblems now have their collections you find in kiosks in the tower and I guess the reef. I haven't seen the kiosk in the reef.
There is none in the reef.
None in the reef. Okay.
No, so, the reef did not change at all.
I didn't know that. So the best thing about this, you'll be able to know what you're missing, what you have, and they'll be laid out nice, and they won't take up all your space in your vault. You can still carry several in your character. Has your item space changed on the character?
No, still 10. One equipped and 9 in reserve.
So if you get rid of one, you'll be able to pull it back out and not worry about ever finding it again. So that's cool because also you can figure out how you get some of these shards you want.
Yep.
It'll give you a little...
it actually tells you exactly where it comes from.
Yeah. Next.
Oh, sorry. I'm slacking off here. Exotic blueprints are now down by the Vanguard.
Oh, stop. I forgot my segue.
What's your segue? Okay,
my
go
Nepal
ahead.
shader. I didn't talk about the Nepal shader.
Yeah.
So whenever the earthquake in Nepal happened, Bungie had this T-shirt and shader deal. I tweeted the T-shirt thing. It's a really cool, it's a nice feeling cotton T-shirt with a print of the Guardian standing. I guess it's at some Nepal bannered area.
That's crooked.
Yeah, my print is crooked, and I'm upset about that. Now, me being a screen printer for all these years, I've got T-shirt vision. I can tell you exactly when a T-shirt's off.
Now, my wife come up with a excuse for that is might be viable, but she said they just had an earthquake, so
so it was.
Maybe it's a little off center now.
That's funny.
That's what you tell people. If somebody notices it, just be like, "Man, they had an earthquake. It's off center now."
Tell her that was a good joke. I applaud that.
She was dead serious at that, though.
It's a really cool shirt, though. I wore it out in public the other day. I'm like, hope someone sees this. I want to have a Destiny player around me so I can say, look, man, I got a Destiny shirt. The back says Love Bungie with a little heart and the swoosh and the Bungie logo. But it's a really nice feeling shirt. I just wish mine was printed straight. But also, I got the Nepal shader, or anyone who bought that got a Nepal shader, which is blue, white, and red. And it's okay. I was kind of disappointed. I was really excited to get it. It took 3 months to get it. But
yeah, it took a while. It took a while for them to put that in game.
It's okay. I'm just a little disappointed, but I've been wearing it all 3 characters just because. But I think a lot of it has to do with the armor. I'm stuck with prison armor and an exotic here and there, and they just don't look good anyway. The design I don't think is that nice. So that's my shader deal. I'm done.
Okay, now blueprints, exotic blueprints. You can repurchase year 1s with a shard and 2,500 glimmer. And year 2s, if you have them unlocked in year 1, are 125 legendary marks. Straight off. You get it right away. The perk's unlocked. You still have to re-level it armor-wise. The perks are not unlocked on the guns. So you still have to re-level the gun just like normal, but it's the shortened skill tree and all that. What I went in and did earlier while you were making these notes is year 1 exotics that are coming to year 2. 3 of the Titan helmets, 2 of the arms. So we're looking at Saint 14, the Inmost Light, and the Skullfort helmet are all coming over.
No glass house?
No glass house, no, what was the other one that looked like a stone?
Eternal Warrior.
Yeah, Eternal Warrior. Those 2 did not come over. Yep.
Wow. Must not have been popular enough for them.
No backup plans, and Ruin Wings are coming to year 2. Thank God.
Yep.
For the Ruin Wings, not the no backup plans. And Cresta Alpha Lupi is coming. Those are the only things coming over. No double grenades for Titans anymore. No Peregrine Greaves. No stand-asides.
I didn't use any of that stuff. I used Armamentarium, not Glass House. Well, a little bit of Glass House. Innermost.
Glass House was good for Atheon. That's about all it was good for.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm kind of sad that we don't even get boots from what this says. What I'm not understanding and what may be fixed is We've got, the way the screen's laid out, you got helmets on the left, then gauntlets on the right beside of it, then body armor, and then it says year 2 class items, and it has 2, like Ingram style to say you haven't found it yet. And then below body armor, it says year 2 class items. So I don't know if they typoed there, and it's got class items, and one of those is supposed to be boots. I'm not,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how they're, I don't know why they're having 2 separate spaces for class items when, who was it? Somebody's data mined that warlocks are getting exotic boots now.
Yay!
Finally. But, yet again, there is no, I'm pulling it up right now, there is no year 2 exotic boots. It says the same thing, class items and class items. So it's kind of weird. I don't know. Warlock stuff coming over. Obsidian Mind and Light Beyond Nemesis are both coming to year 2.
Yay. The 2 that I didn't like Nemesis, but I mean, out of those choices, I'd take it.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that's your second best helmet to wear.
Yeah.
I mean, it's your best helmet to wear if you're not running Voidwalker.
Right.
The Claws of Ahamkara, is that what they're called?
Yeah.
I know the Hunter's got an Ahamkara gauntlets. That's what it is, yeah. All the robes except Purifier robes.
Whoa.
So, Void Fang, Heart of Praxic Fire, and Starfire Protocol are all coming over.
I've noticed a trend here. Eternal Warrior, and what's the last thing we just mentioned about Warlocks? It's this.
Oh, the Ram. The Ram's not coming over.
Everything that's new is now out.
Yeah, pretty much. The feedbacks didn't come over.
Wow.
And the feedbacks are fun to use, too. I like the feedback.
That's my favorite piece of armor that I've put on.
Let's see, what else is new? The new helmet didn't come over. None of the new boots, the Peregrine, I guess, were new, but the stand-asides were dark below. Yeah, they didn't make it.
What was the last expansion? I'm forgetting.
House of Wolves.
I could not think of that. That's sad. What a short lifespan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now here's the one thing that did carry over House of Wolves is the Nighthawk for hunters,
which I've never even equipped yet.
It's awesome. It's so fun to use on big things.
Mm-hmm.
Nighthawk, Third Eye, or Mask of the Third Man, and Knucklehead Radar are coming to year 2.
Wow.
See, I've never used Knucklehead Radar, but the new one coming to year 2 looks freaking awesome.
Right.
Because the thing on the front of your face spins around and moves.
Yeah.
As to where the year 1 version never did.
Animated armor. I like that.
Yeah. The Spine of Ahamkara and Don't Touch Me's.
Okay.
And the Alpha Loopy chest for hunters.
Wow.
Yeah. Which they didn't. They were never big on chest anyways. They had 2 of them. They were just like, Titans same way. They had 2 chests.
More of like
Warlocks are the ones that had a ton of chest pieces.
Yeah. Hunters seem to be more of a boot helmet kind of class.
Yeah.
Radiant. And what's the jumping? The Bones of EO?
Yeah, the Bones of EO. Yeah.
Is that coming over?
Whatever. No, not.
God.
Unless they mistyped the class item stuff. But that's,
Okay.
It's weird. I still don't understand why they got 2 class items in there.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
All right.
Is that all?
Yeah, that's all. That's all 3 classes. I mean,
So
we could go over the guns that are coming through, but I think they're pretty much well known.
Mm-hmm.
There's not. I think there's like half of them are coming over. Juju, Red Death, Suros, Last Word, Invective, Thunderlord, and Truth. That's the only year 1s that are coming over.
It seems like the bench players get to come, but the starters don't.
Well, pretty much, yeah. Well, I don't know. Last Word's a pretty big heavy hitter.
That's LeBron James out of this. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. Then Thunderlord. Thunderlord's a great gun. It just doesn't get used that much because of Gallahorn. So
exactly. Overshadowed by Michael Jordan here.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so you might have covered this, but The next one in this note is Year 1 exotics that transition to Year 2 will cost a legendary mark.
Yeah.
Did you say that?
Yeah, I kind of rolled that in.
So go ahead. You ate mine up.
Okay. Let's see where we at. Banshee can now has reputation that will start tomorrow or Wednesday. That we can actually start earning rep, and then once you reach rank 1, we will be able to buy a package from him every Wednesday.
Yay.
Called Arms Day.
Are we getting Arms Day this week?
Not this week. We will get one next week.
Okay, I don't know if they're going to push that back. All right. Crucible and Vanguard marks are now combined into one currency.
You're reading mine.
Am I? Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Not editing this either.
Good.
All right, so let's see. You just read the Banshee deal. Once you achieve, did you
I kind of covered. You kind of rolled two of them. You kind of rolled two of them into one.
Did I?
Yeah. Or I kind of rolled two of them into one, but
Okay.
that should have been rolled into one. Whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's see.
Let's keep rolling.
So you've already read the one.
Yeah.
The Arms Day.
The marks are turning into legendary marks. Okay. So now
We're fumbling over this, so we know exactly what line we're reading because I've got color coded for both of us. So character levels now, or not now, but come 9/15, our character level will be raised to level 40.
Yep. And your character level now can be raised to 34 just by XP alone as of 2.0.
So all of you...
They raised the cap.
Yeah, all the kindergartens still have a chance to get up there fast.
Yeah.
Kindergartens.
Character level is grandfathered in. Whatever you are as of today is what you will be. It takes into account everything in your vault and what your highest possible level could be.
Mm-hmm.
And it will make you that level.
That's good stuff for everybody.
Yep.
Character level and light are now separate stats. Your light is calculated by an average of your attack and defense scores from all your gear.
Yeah,
So-
it's pretty crazy to get used to. I mean, I was so used to seeing, all right, this gear is 42 light. I knew exactly what that translated into.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're seeing the 170 stuff, and it's kind of crazy.
I really like the light idea that they did. It was very innovative. It was something different than just
You're talking about the Year 1 light?
Year 1 light.
Yeah,
it was
but
really
it
great.
confused the shit out of a lot of people.
It made people get stuck really easy. But thinking back about traditional RPG, traditional leveling up, it makes more sense to just follow that path because it's so successful and we all get it.
Yeah. I mean, it makes it a lot better. I still like. I'm not saying I like the light level, but it made I don't know what I would have done if I could have reached. I don't know if the game would have hooked me the way it did.
Mm-hmm.
Now that it's hooked, it's done. But I don't know. I don't know. It'd have been interesting, but artifacts will be unlocked in level 40.
Yay!
They do not offer any. They don't offer any light level gains though. But they will generate orbs in different ways.
And that was from a tweet that Luke Smith put out. He said, artifacts provide a chance to generate orbs, and I think it was like, did it say through headshots and melee? I believe it was.
Whenever I watched what was it? I guess it was the stream, I can't remember if it was the Shield Brothers Strike stream or the Quarter Orc stream.
Mm-hmm.
But it was pretty much like get a melee when melee and taken. Or get an orb, when melee and taken. Or something like that. It has a chance to drop an orb when you do this. So I never saw a headshot one or anything like that. I think all theirs were melee.
Okay. Maybe different artifacts. They've got to produce different.
Yeah, I hope they come out with more than 5.
Right. So now this is kind of getting into our 2.0 patch notes here. Attack power values on weapons and gear have been renormalized. So what that means, our year 1 weapons of 365, those ones you've ascended, those now equal 170 to be able to push up the new weapons when they get 365. Will be the same 365. So your 365 now becomes 170. And allows
but
you
it
to
still
grow.
does the same damage.
Right.
Like you're still shooting for, if you were hitting for 1,000 with a Fatebringer, you're still hitting for 1,000 with a Fatebringer. They're just a different number showing that stat that they look at, that the game looks at.
Exactly.
And that's I think a big part of that is so when we get to year 4, 5, and 6, we're not up in the thousands.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we're gonna get there eventually, especially if we're looking like we're doing, essentially 170, 80 light for a year.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna get there eventually, but I think if they wouldn't have done this now, we'd have done it a long way down the road.
Just a way to rope it back so you don't have such gigantic numbers.
Yeah. Outgoing and incoming damage has changed to reflect new light system.
And pretty much what that means, weapon damage is heavily weighted by your light score and the value of the weapon. So expound upon that a little bit. It's pretty much just to, bring in the new fact that light isn't just leveling. Now light determines your level.
It determines how much damage you do and how much damage you take. But they've also said that, some people were speculating that, say you get your hands on a bunch of raid gear and you're at, whatever, we knew the highest was like 290. And then you've got every piece 290 except a Fatebringer, and it's still at 170. Mm-hmm. And they're like, well, if you average it out, you'll be at 270 something or 280 something. And they're like, you're not going to be that much lower. You'll be 5% lower, and you're going to do, that gun will still be usable. And they've come out and said, no, that gun will not be usable. That gun's damage maxes at this. Mm-hmm. And all the new guns will max at this. Even though you were taking a average of all of it put together, your gun can still not do more damage than what it's capped at. Which is kind of interesting.
Everybody wants your one to stay alive. That's where that comes from.
I mean, I'm kind of glad they're going away with it. I wish they'd have brought Gallahorn along. That's the only one.
Yeah,
I can get away from Fatebringer, especially now since I've seen something about the Cade 6's pistol, the exotic pistol, supposed to have Firefly on it like Fatebringer does.
Right.
I think that's one thing that makes Fatebringer so nice.
My favorite.
Yeah.
So let's see. Are you up or am I up?
You're up. Classes.
Okay, so now we're going to go into classes, and this is all, once again, Patch Notes 2.0. It came out today, 9.8. So classes, Intellect, Strength, and Discipline now only... let me read that again. Intellect, Strength, and Discipline now only change their effect in fixed tiers. I don't quite understand this, but I believe what that means is they'll display their tier... I'm reading my next line. If you get Tier 1, 2, 3, you're going to do more and more of your recharge or whatever. But
yes.
They go on to say that you will now be able to see exactly what the duration, what the charge of these effects are going to be, simply by looking at a tooltip area on the screen. I don't know if you've seen that yet.
Yep, I'm about to. I can actually go expand upon it in a little bit.
Excellent.
All right, so on my Titan, if I have before, I can have every piece of intellect on my Titan. I can fully max out my intellect, which actually I didn't do just there while I was talking about it because I clicked the wrong one.
What number is that, by the way?
Before 2.0, it was like 500 and something intellect is what I had.
Okay. We
capped it 270 at 100. 270 was 100%. Anything over that was a waste. Now, with all the numbers dropping for year one stuff, I have 144, which is a little weird, but it's tier 4. And what it's saying is my cooldown for my super is 3 minutes and 58 seconds.
Wow. Have we ever known a number for that yet? Is that the first time we've really known a number?
The only way we knew numbers was people testing and literally just timing it.
Mm-hmm. We can easily figure out at rest, but yeah.
Yeah. If we take let's see, if I take one away, I didn't take enough away. I'm trying to take that one away. Whoa, that took a lot. Okay, now I'm down to 98, and it dropped me down to tier 2.
Wow.
And it's 4 minutes and 31 seconds. So pretty much it's tier 3 is 35 seconds, 30... Let's see, what was it? 33 seconds, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So you're looking at 30 seconds a tier, maybe something like that.
Not bad. Glad you had that up to talk about that.
Yeah,
pretty cool. All right, cool.
So yeah, I mean, you'll see it once you get in there and start looking at it. You'll be able to tell. It's a little strange. I mean, I guess that's it's more of a digital than an analog change now.
Right.
You hit those certain benchmarks, and you get, you can see what you're working towards. So I see that right now I've got 60 intellect, and I haven't reached tier 2 yet. And I can see that I'm about 90% done with tier 2. So
I get that. That's cool. I like that.
Yeah, it's a nice little change. Hard to get used to right now, but it'll become natural.
You're up.
Let's see.
The orb went up.
Orb generation is capped at a max of 8 orbs when wearing a increased orb exotic piece. You get about, let's see, what did I do earlier today? I was getting 7, killing 2 majors. And then if I killed a third one with like an Alpha Lupion, it would pop 1 extra orb. And Blade Dancer, I think, is now capped at 6 instead. Mm-hmm. They still get screwed on orbs.
They do.
They make more orbs now, but they're still getting screwed.
Less than everyone else.
It is. And it's the most risky.
That's true. Next item, we've got increased recovery stat time at low end by 1 second. So they slowed you down. Or excuse me, they gave you
sped
1
it
second.
up. Yeah.
Yeah, 1 second. But they reduced high end by 2 seconds. Now, here's what I'm curious about that. Does that mean, say, talk about your tiers? Or is this more of a
Well, this
weapon?
is like this is your class stuff, like your on the Titan, the Codex, and the Arcane stuff on the Warlock, and the Path of the Forgotten, or whatever it is on the Hunter.
Okay, I didn't know if they were talking about like your weapon boost now they're going to put in there, or your armor, like you're saying. I wasn't sure exactly how they meant that. But
Yeah,
okay.
I never run recovery either. I always tend to run armor. I try to armor and agility, I think, is what I tend to run. Tend to get the most out of.
What do they mean by high end and low end?
I'm guessing, we don't have numbers on those bars.
Mm-hmm.
But, you can, like a Warlock can max recovery. A Titan can max armor, and a Hunter can max agility. No other class can max, that. That's their specifics.
Okay.
Hunters are meant to be fast. Titans are meant to be tanks, and Warlocks are meant to recover a lot faster and, I guess, get away and run.
I think we'll actually be seeing more of that now.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like if you're running, the best one I can think of off the top of my head is if you max your Hunter. I think will max armor and recovery at the same. They'll kind of both push those to the edge.
Mm-hmm.
Or not armor and recovery, I'm sorry, armor and agility. And your recovery is down at the very low. You got like a little section sticking out.
I got that.
I think that's what they're calling the low end. And then if you were to max a Warlock's recovery, that would be the high end.
I was just curious what's low, what's high, but I see.
Yeah, I don't know where the
extremes.
numbers. Yeah, I don't know where the numbers. Where's that? Where do they make that low to high changeover? But
right.
that's the best I can guess.
All right, since your main's a Titan, let's take the next one.
Defender Fist of Havoc Shockwave and Arc Blades Razor Edge no longer penetrate Ward of Dawn. That is awesome.
Have you ever had that happen to you?
I have never had that happen to me, but I never run never run Defender in PvP.
I didn't know you could do that. I've seen it penetrate walls and stuff like that, and doors.
It does the same thing. It will travel along the ground, and it will come right through the bubble and kill you.
I hope they do the same thing for stupid... I forgot their names because I want to make a joke. Oh, God, with the little Scions. Yeah, I hope they do the same thing for Scions, too.
I hope that, yeah, I'm thinking that's the same kind of mechanics in the game, is that traveling along the ground.
Yep.
I'm hoping that's the same, so we should be able to sit in a bubble and be protected from a Scion Blast now.
Might have time to sit down and dance. Anyway.
Yeah.
So that's the only change for Hunter in 2.0, or excuse me, Titan in 2.0. You guys got left alone pretty much all the way.
Yeah, they don't love us. They don't like to change stuff for us.
They do want to play with Hunters a lot. So we have Gunslinger. I'm going to read this whole Hunter line here, I should say. Gunslinger, Golden Gun now increased from 350 to 360 damage, and they mentioned that so it ensures a kill in Crucible. I guess they would get you down to a sliver with Golden Gun. I'm not a
It's
big Golden
probably
Gunner.
Warlocks wearing the ram that could avoid, being one-shotted.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably where that come from.
There's been times I've been golden gunning, been getting golden gunned, and I'm holding probably Lord of Wolves. No. Probably holding a heavy. And it's a fight between he and I see him pull it up, and I'm like, I'm not going to die, son, because he hits me in one time, and I'm not dead, and I just enjoy unloading my heavy into him. So I can kind of see the frustration. It's your super. You're supposed to beat that fight.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Blade Dancer. Arc Blade can now generate up to 6 orbs, as you just said, when geared with exotic armor, and increases orb spawn. So still not the max, but more than 2 or 4, whatever it used to be.
Yeah, it was 2 per major is what it was.
Sad. I got in trouble by our group by killing the majors on Crota several times.
Yeah. Chris, don't you kill him. Tink, tink, tink. Chris.
I didn't know. I don't hunt her a lot, so I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay. Anyway, now Blink, good for people who don't want to be blinked, bad for people who want to use Blink. Blink movement ability
Thank
activation.
God it's gone. That shit sucked.
Has been increased by 0.07 seconds. So the ability to activate it is increased a little bit of time, a fraction of seconds, but you'll notice it. Blink movement visuals change to more easily determine direction while leaving a trail effect. So I guess as they mentioned in the notes, I just kind of verbatim them. It says it'll be easier to telegraph, so you can tell where this guy's going to go.
You see where they're going. They don't just kind of disappear and then reappear. They leave a nice white trail through the air when they do.
I'm happy for that, but
yeah, me too.
But
me and you never blinked. We never used blink on our. I've blinked on my Warlock a little bit, but not. Yeah. I was never good at it.
I
could never get the movement down.
Exactly. Blink Strike now does arc damage, so yay.
I did not know that did not do arc damage.
I thought it was. It looked like it was.
I thought it
silvery.
did too. I never knew that.
Yeah, it looked like silvery to me. Thermal and arc bolt grenades reduce damage by 25%. Apparently they were OP, Bungie.
Yeah. You ever play Trials?
Yeah, but I'm too busy dying by other things. I don't pay attention.
No, you were dying by Arc Bolt and a Thorn is what you were dying by.
Well, now I know. Arc Bolt's range reduced by 11%. Not awful, but 10% is and above is noticeable. Flux Grenade, which I've never used, so I don't know. Flux Grenade tracking volume reduced. Hold on. This sentence messed me up when I wrote it. Flux Grenade tracking volume reduced, tracking aggressiveness. I might have wrote that sentence wrong, but I think, isn't that not the
I don't know what a Flux Grenade. No, Flux Grenade is the Arc Bolt. It's not Arc Bolt, but it's a Blade Dancer's grenade.
Nah, I'm okay to not know what that is because I don't care. So I'm done with talking about hunters.
Yeah. One other thing that's not on there that I saw on Reddit today. Mm-hmm. The throwing knife now counts as a melee kill for bounties, which is good. Yeah. It always should have been.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this should have been yours, but whatever.
Yeah.
Warlocks, their armor bonus perk, Strength of the Ram, has been reduced from 3 to 5. I don't know what exactly that means for, full-on numbers. I don't know if that will put them back under... where a max Titan armor is. I kind of hope it does.
Mm-hmm.
Sunsinger fixed an issue where self-res gives a free orb.
I never had it happen to me that I knew.
Yeah, you have, and I thought it was normal. I've seen a bunch of people pop. I thought it happened all the time, but you just pop self-res and an orb pops right as you hit your super without killing anything. And it says they must now get a kill to spawn orbs.
See, I had no idea it was happening because I'm always amazed by the other things happening, and I miss a lot of fine details.
That too. You don't see your orbs dropping on the ground.
No, that's the dumbest thing I've ever said then.
I mean, you're not going to pay attention. You're going to know, okay, I've got 2 majors here. If I kill them, it'll be 8 orbs.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you're paying attention to, not, oh, hey, I just spawned an orb right as I hit Radiance for some reason,
Right. Well, I guess I read the screen, and I didn't see that.
I guess you do. Well, maybe you don't, but...
You know how much I pay attention. The thing that gets me about this, why are we reducing RAM at all if we aren't bringing it over to year 2?
Because it's still going to matter in regular Crucible.
Regular Crucible, okay.
Yeah. I mean, anything not Iron Banner or Trials, which Trials has gone away for a little bit, But anything, Iron Banner, it's not going to matter, but anything else, it will still matter.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know that. I didn't think about it. Because I'm not paying attention, as my wife says. What? Anyway. So that's all of the class items on 2.0. I want to say there were some grenade issues, but I'm not going to sit here and talk about grenade times and distances because I don't care. You guys could take a look at the patch notes for that. We're just kind of hitting the highlights here. Now, as we talked about weapons being changed a little bit ago, we're all mad at losing the icebreakers, timing, black hammers, special perk, nail in the coffin, right?
Yeah. Or no. They the white nail. Whenever it procs, it takes ammo from your capacity instead of.
That's right.
Instead of just pulling it from thin air like it did.
So I've just copied and pasted the notes from Bungie. We're going to go through each. I was going to take a section of weapons and just kind of hit this again. This is some of the weapon changes we're going to be coming into. So I'll start this one. Auto rifles. This is older news, but to bring it up again, as I said, the base damage increase across all archetypes, and the crowd goes wild. Yes. You were noticing Necrochrasm do some damage.
I haven't used it. I was watching while I was downloading. I was watching a stream, and Necrochrasm was. It looked very good.
Awesome. I'm just happy to use that weapon type again. I missed them. I missed that.
Yeah.
That was fun back in the day whenever we had shadow prices and whatever you were using.
Yeah.
At the time. Vanquisher. I missed those. So damage fall off now starts closer to the player to emphasize the role of a close range weapon. So I kind of like that, I guess. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's fair for everyone. Base stability reduced slightly. Base stability reduced slightly. Landing consistent precision shots require more weapon control, as it should. Damage done against AI combatants increased 30%. I hope that 30% is enough.
Yeah, from what I saw, it seems like it. Right. I haven't got to use it yet. I could have used it, but I just haven't used it yet. Mm-hmm. Or haven't used a auto rifle yet.
Yep.
Okay, pulse rifles. All stable pulse rifles are the low recoil ones, like your Hopscotch Pilgrim. Now use medium rate of fire base stats. The medium rate of fire has slightly increased, but with less base damage reduced slightly, so 2.5% reduction. PvP burst to kill, all precision hits is 2 or 3 depending on victim's armor stat. So this is like where the ram would have come in. It would have been, Warlock could have a ram and be in that 3, it take 3 bursts instead of 2 when it should take 2. Magazine size has increased, and base stability was reduced slightly, and damage is increased by 25%.
Yay.
Yep.
It's going to make Red Death even more deathy.
Yeah, Red Death should be actually really strong.
I've been using a lot of that in Crucible, just to play with it. I'm like, I kind of like this, but still doesn't have the killing frequency I'd like. I'm hoping this is where I'm going to really feel it again. Scout rifles, I think one of our favorites. Base damage increased slightly from medium to high rate of fire. Scout rifles, yay. Small adjustment. Does not change shots per kill in PvP against another Guardian with full health. Okay. Magazine size increased on all base stats. Yay. Accuracy when firing from hip is reduced, as it should be. Damage done against AI combatants increased by a whopping 5%.
Whew. Big up there. But they weren't really broken either.
Yeah.
They always did very good. Shotguns, precision.
You skip
shotgun. Did I skip hand cannons? I scrolled too far. All right. Hand cannons. Damage fall off distance been reduced. Accuracy while aimed down sights reduced slightly, making long range snap shooting less reliable. Firing from the hip has been reduced. Magazine size reduced, and base optics reduced.
So you don't have a sniper hand cannon, in other words?
Not anymore.
In favor for depth. That's a little line they added on there. I don't quite get that.
Yeah, I don't know what. I'm not sure what.
Some of these
It's more width in favor for depth. I guess instead of zooming in, you can see more left to right.
laterally, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, fair enough.
Horizontally.
Okay. These are pretty techie notes they have here.
Yeah.
Shotguns. One of my growing favorites. Shotgun precision damage scalar grants 10% bonus damage. It was 25%. Shot package perk reduced to cone spread. Excuse me, let me read this again. Shot package perk reduces the cone spread by 20%. It was 50. They pulled that back about 30% there.
Yeah,
Range,
that's a big. That seems like a big number.
They're just putting a choke on it.
Yeah.
Rangefinder perk adds 10% base range increase on zoom. Was 20. Damage done against AI combatants reduced by 45%. So they use little parentheses. 225 has now gone to 1.15.
Yeah. That's a lot. That's taking a lot of damage away from them.
I wonder if these one-shot kills will be still gettable without a...
Well, that's AI stuff that,
You know how we were taking down those fallen captains with...
yeah. I mean, you still had to empty a clip. Now you're going to have to empty 8 rounds, you know.
Let's reload on the run so we can...
All right. Sniper rifles, final round perk now buffs precision damage only, not base damage. That's awesome.
Yes.
That means you cannot get shot in the foot and die. That's more of a PvP change.
Yeah.
Than anything.
Fusion rifles. Fusion rifles now no longer get more accurate with each projectile fired. I didn't know they did it in the first place. Fusion rifles are now slow charging. That are slow charging. High impact have slightly lower base range value, making it harder to max out range for these. They added a bullet point in an odd place, making it harder to max out range for these weapons. Accuracy increased for low range fusion rifles. I'm going to start this over. I'm messing it up. Accuracy increased for low range fusion rifles. Accuracy reduced for high range fusion rifles. Oh, I see what they're saying now.
So the longer the range, the less accurate it is.
Yeah. Okay. It dies off. That makes sense.
Yeah.
You ever just read something and you have no idea what you're saying? That's what happened to me right there.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Max fusion rifle projectile spread decreased slightly. Didn't really realize there was much of a spread in the first place. Damage done against AI combatants increased by 15%.
Sidearms are base reload speed increase, and ammo stats have been reduced to match other secondaries, but still retain starting bonus ammo.
Rocket launchers, blast radius distance slightly increased. Yay. Grenades and horseshoes perk proximity detonation distance reduced to 1.3 meters, was 2 meters. Not that bad.
Yeah. I don't know how much that'll really change that. Yeah. If that'll really change that that meta there of having grenades and horseshoes be the rocket launcher you want.
Yeah.
Machine guns fixed an issue with all dead orbit machine guns were attached plasteel plate. Sorry, not pastel. It's not a nice, pretty color. Failed to animate properly on reloads. I've never seen that. I've never used one either.
Yeah.
Increased damage by 5%. I don't know what you've got here for year 1 perks. We revisited all these perk stats. Go ahead.
Yeah, now the year 1 perks was the one thing I was going to bring up, but man, that's a lot of them. Now, if you're a big re-roller, is re-rolling going away?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so then I don't understand how we can apply this now. When is it going away? Is it going the 15th?
Any new Taken King weapon cannot be re-rolled.
Okay, so
but I mean, the perks are still going to be there. You know, the perks are still going to be there. We can still get year 1 drops from like the year 1 strike playlist stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I guess that's why they still put it on there.
So, this gigantic list. I'm gonna read this quickly, and you guys can go take a look at it. They've did some, I'd say, some serious changes. 100% changes, 80% changes, 50% changes. But year 1 perks, they said they revisited all year 1 perk stats that reduced the amount they buff your weapon stat to renormalize against year 2. Does that make sense? Year 2 weapon lethality and reinforced specialization, so players are making meaningful trade-offs on weapons. So You can't have all these OP weapons that we would re-roll and shooting people in the foot. What is it, like a quick reload? I forgot what that quick reload.
Flared magwell.
There we go. So go take a look on Bungie's website if you want to see a full list of these. This would be another hour-long podcast to read all those and talk about those. But Year 1 perks are being renormalized to fit the Year 2 in there again. So the last and my favorite, you can take it.
King's Fall Raid comes out Friday.
Yay.
1 a.m. Eastern. I'm not going off Pacific time because it just messes with my head.
10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. The raid. We'll get
1
it Friday.
p.m. Sorry. I said 1 a.m. It's 1 p.m.
We'll get it Friday, the day after Take Kings out. So 3 days to be max as everyone
I was
will be
thinking it
racing
was
to
coming
do.
out a lot earlier than that. Like middle of the night early.
Of the 18th, you mean?
Yeah, of February. Or not February. I don't know why I said February. It's getting late. Of Friday. I really thought King's Fall Raid was dropping like 2 a.m. Eastern.
You know why they did that? Because there'd be a lot of people losing their jobs if they didn't.
Well, I mean, a lot of people that's doing it are wanting to take off. I mean, it makes more sense to drop at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
Because that gives people, the world first, the people that want to try to get that world's first, it gives them, if they got to start at 2 a.m., that's just a weird-ass time to be starting at.
Yeah.
At least their time,
Yeah.
5 a.m. would be a little different here, but the 10 a.m., 1 o'clock, noonish time is a little more different. I guess I may have heard one of us say it and thought you said 2 instead of 10.
Did we mention weapon infusion?
No, we didn't.
Just to clarify what that is, what you can do is take 2 weapons, combine them together, and you'll improve the I don't know if you really say base stats.
It's the light. No,
Okay.
you improve the light, like the light value it has. Like the example they showed on stream was you take you have a 290 auto rifle and you get you have a 280 auto rifle and you get a 290 auto rifle. My guess is the only place you get that's out of the raid.
Yeah.
You can then infuse your 280 to become, it jumps up to a 288 after you consume that 290 into that 280.
I gotcha.
So you can only go higher. You can only use a higher valued same weapon type to infuse a weapon. So you can't take a hand cannon and roll it into an auto rifle.
Yep. That's kind of cool. I mean, I like how we're still having a use other than just breaking down weapons, because it sounds like we're going to get a ton of stuff dropping on top of the ton of stuff we have in storage already.
I know for tonight, while I was playing tonight, I've been running the quest for our subclass, and it just seems like blue Ingrams were just raining all over the place. Or not blue, but greens. I mean, enough to where I've racked up 50 armor materials just off of, armor drops, and probably another 50 weapon materials.
Wow.
I mean, just a ton of stuff is dropping, so it seems like they're dropping more. It could just be my imagination, I don't know, but there's a lot of shit that was dropping on me tonight.
The weapons break down into one, not transferable, but account-wide material now. Is that correct?
Yes, armor materials. Not the weapons, but the armor stuff.
Armor.
Yeah.
So no longer sapphire, wire, plasteel, or no.
Yeah.
Am I thinking Star Wars?
No.
Okay, Star Wars has something like that.
The
Plasteel
the Titan stuff was plating.
That's right, and hardronic essence for your warlock. So now everyone in your account can share the same broken down materials, which is good for me because my last and probably your last two gets the short end of the stick because we didn't spend a lot of time collecting and doing so many things, and strikes getting weapons to break down and armor to break down rather. So
yeah, it's actually kind of nice. It's a little weird right now because everything is dismantling into armor materials, but you can't transfer what you have now. So you're kind of stuck at this time with two kinds of armor upgrades, and everything now takes the armor stuff to upgrade. So if you've got something you've been wanting to upgrade, you're kind of screwed unless you get your hands on enough armor materials.
Very cool. Couple little cleanup notes here. I did just come across this on the Bungie site. That quest may be they're increasing the bounty slot to 16. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay. You can abandon a quest, but if you haven't finished it, you can recover it at the abandoned quest archive at the tower, which is pretty cool. So if you get tired of something and then be like, yeah, I'm going to try it again, but you need the space back, cancel it, go do something else, finish that, bring it back, still got your same... Now, do you have your same status or just have that quest back without having to wait?
I don't know.
Don't know that part yet.
Yeah, I haven't deleted one. It's saying I've got a bunch of abandoned quests, but they're like the... a lot of the Year 1 stuff, like the Airsworn quest line, the Strangers quest line. They've changed that whole story into a quest line.
Mm-hmm.
Because I haven't finished Black Garden on my Warlock yet.
Mm-hmm.
I just never finished it, but now it's called a Fruit of the Garden.
Ah.
And you can just re-pick it up and go play it again. I don't know if it will award you the gun again, but I'm probably going to finish probably tomorrow because it's too late to do it tonight.
Yeah.
I'm going to run Black Garden and pick up my last Stranger's Rifle because I'm wondering if it's going to drop as a legendary now.
Mm-hmm.
Because we saw that in one of the streams, just kind of hanging out in the vault. So,
now Port Eris, her Year 1 bounties are retired.
yep, no more Eris bounties. But I put a post up on Reddit today that says Bungie needs to give Xander or somehow give us the cleansing bounty because that was so nice to get those motes.
Yeah, you got a reason to do something. Yeah. Two birds, one stone.
Yeah. Yeah, you're already running Nightfalls, for, more so than you were ever running any of her other bounties. But especially if you were max rank with her, you didn't have to run her bounties, but the cleansing bounty was a way to get free motes of light.
Exactly. That was always a fun one, and I always miss it. Like, oh
Yeah.
man, this experience and these motes of light, and I always missed it halfway in, and we had to back out. Let me go pick it up.
Yeah.
Go check out these notes. That's the bulk of them. There's a lot of good stuff once you get past all of the weapon changes. The activities have got a lot of different things in it, and just for sake of time, we're just kind of picking out things here and there. But that's what we have for you with these patch notes. Now, one thing you didn't tell us about is your trip to the lighthouse.
Yeah, I finally got carried to the lighthouse, essentially, and it was kind of a bittersweet thing because when I started looking Friday, I was pretty bound and determined that I was gonna find somebody to help me get to Lighthouse. Mm-hmm. And it was pretty much, I knew, from trying before, I was like, yeah, I suck too bad at trials. Somebody's gonna have to pretty much carry me. Well, whenever I hopped on Reddit and they actually have a subreddit for Lighthouse Sherpas, and you get into more of the stuff I was watching. It was more people trying to teach you than to just carry you and get it done.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of got the bug in me to actually want to learn.
What kind of things were they saying?
I mean, it's just more, you want this map control. You want to, if you've got heavy right now, don't round any corners. Let them come to you. And it's pretty much, it was on Black Shield, which I've actually never played on Black Shield. That was one map that would never pop up for me in normal rotation. But it's pretty much, okay, if somebody runs inside, let them just sit in there and come to you because the spawn point will pop outside and, that's just where you sit. And it's kind of, instead of trying to rush forward and play and get the kills, you just, you got to play very passively and let them come to you. And if they don't come to you, don't worry about it. Just cap the point and be done.
Gotcha. I like to play with you after going through that and just see how you play because I've never really spent a lot of time with any veterans in trials. When
it comes back, we're going to have to make that something that we do. And just something that we practice at and get better at because
I'd love to.
There's tricks that you can do. You know how it happened to Devin more than it happened to you, but you get sniped in the wrong spot.
Mm-hmm.
And all they can do is they just sit there and hard scope on you, and when you get when you get rezzed, you get headshot and you die again.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you res and push, like you can literally res and then just run into the person, you'll push them out of the way and they'll miss the headshot.
That's cool.
So there's little tricks like that we never learned when we were playing through that, that would benefit us a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we play good enough together to where, communication's a big part of that. And it kind of sucked because I hopped in a guy's stream that was that I found on Reddit, and that's where I was learning all this stuff from. Hopped in Friday night, tried to get in. He was doing raffles, and it was a small stream. It was 20 people in there at the most, 25. So I was like, okay, small room. Hopefully I can get in there. Never could get in. Had to end up going to sleep. And then Saturday come in. He wasn't on, and I couldn't really find anybody. So I was trying to do LFG and find somebody to do it that way. And there were people. You see people post up their Twitch streams on LFG. So I was I'd click over, see how they're doing, whatever. And ended up staying in this guy's stream till, God, I bet I got in the stream at like 3 or 3:30, and then just kind of hung out in the stream because neither one of y'all were on, so it was, absolutely nothing doing in game that I felt like doing.
Yeah.
So I just kind of hung out in stream, and then finally got, he finally got around to me at 10 o'clock, and it was so funny because he was getting mad that he was getting all the kills. And it's just like, dude, you know what you're doing. Like, don't get mad you're getting all the kills. Yeah, I mean, he literally was like,
you to contribute.
Well, yeah, he was carrying people, which is essentially is what it was, because he wasn't trying to. This guy wasn't trying to teach shit. Well, he was just like, he was getting mad. He's like, they're playing as a team because we lost our one game. He's like, they're playing as a team and we can't play. We're not playing as a team. We're just doing our own thing. And I'm like sitting here like. He's just run off. He'll run off around the corner one way and just not say anything. And I'm just like, dude, you're sitting here bitching about playing as a team, but yet you don't communicate any. Like, you just roll around and then you're like, you die, and then you're like, oh, pick me up now.
That's interesting.
It was kind of hard to play with him. It was pretty annoying because he was a little dick, but
yeah, I thought his whole point of you joining him was to get you through.
It was, and that's
what
was so funny. Yeah, he got tired because he was getting all the kills, and it's just like, dude, if you're tired of doing it, then don't fucking do it.
That's like becoming a teacher and getting upset. You got to make kids learn to read.
Yeah, but it was funny, and I mean, it was. I'm glad I went. I'm glad I got that Grimoire score.
It's actually a bad analogy. I must be because it's almost midnight. It actually makes sense what I just said. If you are that guy, so never mind.
Yeah,
everyone, just forget I said that.
But yeah, I mean, I'm glad I'm glad I got to go. I'm thankful he did it, but it was. I mean, he was a little dick about it halfway through, and I was just biting my tongue, keeping my mouth shut, so I could, ride them coattails all the way to the lighthouse.
I was thinking the same thing.
So, ended up getting a solar jewel hand cannon. And then...
Do you like it?
Yeah, it's actually pretty nice. Haven't used it since the update, but I was using it earlier today, and it's a pretty nice hand cannon.
You got the Snoop Dogg helmet too, didn't you?
Yeah. I guess that's what you're calling it.
I don't have any other name for it, so it's Snoop Dogg helmet.
Well, it's an Egyptian helmet thing. I don't know what it's called. Looks like a wolf.
I don't know the dog gods or whatever.
Yeah, that's what... dog, whatever. The Summoner was the weapon they had to buy. So I bought that, and then just got a bunch of extra, etheric light and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Anubis is his name.
Anubis, that's it.
Yeah.
I knew I'd heard it before, I just couldn't think of what it was.
I couldn't either. Well, I'm glad you got to go. I know something you wanted to do, and I'm like a little bit jelly. Just a little jelly.
Dude, I'm telling you, the level of dedication it took to sit in that stream for that long. And I was actually watching two streams because the other stream, there's a lot better streams out there. And this dude, I mean, he had like 8 to 10 people in his stream the whole night. And it's his he didn't have a camera on him. He didn't have a computer up, so he wasn't reading chat. There was no interaction there. So, I mean, it was some serious dedication. And then guess who I play with today?
Who's that?
Play with Outcast.
Did you really?
Yes, he invited me. I was like, oh, he played with him in a while, so I hopped in. And I was like, yeah, I told him, I was like, hell, I thought you fell off the face of the earth.
What happened to him?
He said he's just been stuck in trials every weekend trying to get the messenger, some messenger he's been wanting. I don't know what damage it was. He's like, I've been 30 times. I was like, damn, man. I was like, I sent you an invite,
Jeez.
a couple months, or, a little while back, seeing if you'd carry me. He's like, man, I'd have carried you. I was like, I sent you a fucking invite. You didn't.
Wow.
Like, you didn't answer it. So, but yeah, that'll be somebody to play with whenever it rolls back around. We'll have to get up with him, because he's always been real cool about, doing whatever, if you can get him to jump in the party.
Yeah, he's always been with a couple groups playing with guys. There's always like splinter sections of his friends that we were playing with. I remember one time I got with a couple of his guys, and you were with his other guys, and we were doing Pee-wee for probably the first or second time, third time, whatever.
Yeah, I think that was when we were 33s getting ran through 34s.
Yeah. I know we're trying to wrap up, and it's late for you. We've got to go to sleep. But here's one thing I noticed talking about trials. There's a Facebook page, Destiny LFG. I don't know if it's really related to the other LFG sites, but saw a guy post 9-0 only to join me, want to go. And I just started talking to him. I wasn't trying to slam the guy, but I was like, this is a funny thing. Nobody can go unless you're 9-0, have the emblem, have fiber internet, just all these things. You have to join these guys. But it's the same thing they said they didn't want to happen with people in Gallahorn groups.
Yeah.
We're sectioning off.
Well, see, I'm wondering if that's why they're taking away trials for a little bit.
I hope so. I'd love to do it, but play with people my level.
It's either that or, trials is about the gear, and nobody's going to be. I mean, I wouldn't say nobody, but if they put it in like it was coming back this week, they would have to. Everybody that wanted to do trials, that PvP aspect of it, they would be rushing to 40, and they would,
right.
That's where it would be,
right.
But I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure exactly. I think they're going to change a lot of things around with it. It'll be interesting.
Yeah, that's got to make a change like everything else has to. But
yeah,
the only thing I want to see, do it like you're doing it. That's fine. But those guys have had their chance. I'd like my chance, and I don't have the time to sit there and learn to be the freaking best around Michael Jordan. I'll play best with my level. Same with you. Would probably make a damn good group with Devin in there.
Yeah.
As we've talked about before, if we could play on our skill-based level. But it's something I thought about. It was like the same thing that they were saying we want to fix Gallahorn for, and they're doing that with Lighthouse, and it's been so for a while. But cool, okay. So you've played some 2.0. I'm not going to take this any farther. Give us just a couple sentences, just a little bit of impression of what you're seeing so far for those who haven't played it yet.
The director is freaking awesome looking.
What is that?
Like where you go select where you want to go. The solar system you're looking at. It's got directory. A huge change. Yeah, the directory.
I thought you said director.
I did say director. So yeah,
it's
directory. No, the directory. Other than that, I mean, there's a lot of little changes here. I mean, we're seeing a lot of quality of life stuff that's changed. That like the shader stuff, the how you can now shade exotics. I mean, little things like that. It's
you're playing Barbie dress up earlier.
Everybody's got to look fabulous, and I think it's really cool now that you can, like if you get a shader, you don't have to get 3 of them if you want them on 3 characters. You just walk to the kiosk and go pick it up.
Yep.
Because now all 3 of my characters have that Revenant shader.
Cool.
Otherwise, I'd have had to been, if I really wanted to put it on a character, it would be have to get transferred over.
Yeah. Annoying.
And, that would be pretty annoying. But I mean, just little quality of life stuff is what's so nice about it. That is so. Hopefully, it's going to make this game so much better than what it already is.
You're
and it's
noticing sound
already
effects.
it's already a good game. Yeah, the
Yeah.
music, a lot of the music's different.
Title screen's different. I noticed that when I fired mine up just for a second.
the little icon on the dashboard is different.
Is it really?
Yeah, you got orcs in the background.
Huh, cool.
Yeah, the title screen is different. But yeah, you get little like Outlaw. The perk for Outlaw actually has a little screen indicator, a little indicator that pops up on the screen.
Nice.
Telling you, like, you actually got this buff for a second. I heard Final Round, whenever I was shooting Found Verdict, whenever Final Round procced, you actually get a little noise when Final Round pops up. So you know that something, you can tell something just happened. Little things like that. Just the little stuff that they've added in is going to be, it's going to be huge.
That's cool. So I guess next week we'll have our in-depth, here's what we've been doing. We'll be hearing great stories from all the podcasts or all the podcasters out there who do Destiny stuff, all the things they've learned, what they've gotten into. So it'll be fun to listen to other podcasts too, because we listen to other ones too. And we'll tell our stories, they'll tell ours, and we're on into year 2. So.
Yeah, we're gonna we're saying it right now. We are both off on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And we've got us some Focus Light ready, and we've got our bounties stacked up, and we're pushing to 40. We're doing the raid Friday night. You know that, right?
I told my wife, I said, now, Sarah, some things have been going. We're going hard. I've taken some time off. I'm going to be asking for a little bit more time like Destiny used to be. And she's like, I'm trying to paint, and I'm trying to do this. I'm like, just allow me a little bit of time.
Yeah. Look, you're not painting this week.
I told her, I was like, if we're sanding bathrooms, make sure it's whatever time or whatever. So, yeah, comes out the 15th.
18th.
You're off the 18th.
Oh.
Hold on. 15th, yeah.
15th. 18th is a raid.
We were talking to, do I take the day off the day it's released? And you pointed out, probably not, because it goes live usually at 1 p.m. We're Eastern.
Yeah.
So it'd be a waste of half a day.
That's where I heard the 2 a.m. stuff. I think the Taken King drops at 2 a.m. So that's where I heard it. So we would actually have all day to play if we took Tuesday, but...
Your day off is Wednesday.
My day off is Wednesday, which it's not that big of a deal for me to get to get that other day off, but...
I can change mine. I don't think they've approved mine yet. So we were originally going to do the day after the release, so we would have all day to play. So I can move it, I think. I don't think I'm going to approve it.
I would rather just have Wednesday off.
Save your day, yeah.
Yeah, it makes a longer day, a longer week if because I actually took the day off because I've got stuff to do tomorrow at work. So, it's going to make for a longer week having to work 4 days in a row instead of 3 days in a row.
Yep. So we're taking the 16th off, or I'm taking it off. You're off.
Yeah.
Now what's going to happen is the night before I'm going to probably fight the urge to stay up late and just go one more mission, one more of this. So what I always do is stay up too freaking late and wake up late.
Yeah.
And you're more of an early player anyway.
Depends.
What time we're going to say on
I
Wednesday?
don't know. We're just going to start playing Tuesday, and we may not stop.
So we can do that. For me to be fresh, I'll need some sleep.
Yeah, no, I mean we'll get some sleep. We'll do something in there. Just play it by ear. But yeah, we'll definitely start playing Tuesday. We ain't starting on Wednesday. We'll start on Tuesday and hit it hard. I think we should. I think we should unlock subclass and then focus on one character. Really,
that's what I'm thinking.
Because I'm not turning these bounties in until we unlock a subclass. So,
gotcha.
Not wasting them on a fully leveled subclass.
I was going to ask you about that. Do we focus on one? Do we just
hop back and forth?
I
would say focus on one. I would agree, and then take the time to really experience the story on our other two characters.
Right. All right. There's a plan.
Yep.
Now, Red Bull codes. Are we gonna?
Yeah.
We
got a couple of
people.
Them.
I've got one. You've got one. We've got 2 Red Bull codes for you. If you want it, you got to send us a tweet. Follow us. Share something, tweet us. Just let us be known you're around. Don't just be here for the... Don't try to hit it and quit it.
Yeah.
You can find us at Warsat Radio. But we're not Bay either.
Yeah.
Anyway, you can find us at Warsat Radio. Talk to us.
On Twitter.
Play with us. Yeah. On Xbox Live, I'm SN95 Cobra R, and he is...
PEFX Eclipse.
And this has been Warsat Radio episode 13. Thanks for joining us.
Finally.
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 See you guys.
See ya.